The Ascended Masters have told us war is not native to this planet. War was brought here by absolute evil. And thus, like Isaiah, we lament, how long, O Lord, will the wicked triumph? How long, O Lord, will we know the hatred of the fallen ones? How long, O Lord, will there be war on our planet? Will it ever end? Well, our beloved Serapis Bey has provided us with an answer. There I was with Donna at the New Year's Eve class in December of 1994. We had decided to close down our restaurant in Bozeman and attend the whole New Year's class at the ranch. We got there early enough to sit in the front row. What a blessing. No people between us and the altar. This was the first and only time we got this bird's eye view watching Guru Maharaj deliver a live dictation. Oh, I tell you, what a day. We started doing the Decree to Mighty Estrella early, and it seemed like we did it for 6 or more hours leading up to the dictation. I had never experienced God's energy as I did that day. Rings and rings of light, like white laser bursts of pulsating energy coming at me directly from the white fire core of the I Am Present, the top figure in the chart over the altar. I think it was the Master letting me feel for a period at a certain level of intensity what the mighty ascension currents continually pulsating would feel like to one not yet ready to ascend. I tell you, though, it was powerful that after a while it became very difficult to bear. And interestingly, and unbeknownst to me later, when Donna and I compared notes, she told me she had the same experience. Well, finally, Mother came out, dressed in a stunning outfit, gave a fiery invocation, read scripture, and played seraphic meditations for us. She then took the hold of the sword Excalibur, planted it point downward, and began to speak the word of the Master. Hail, Serapis Soleil! I speak to the one who gave me the name and the title Serapis Soleil. I am in your midst, beloved, and I bear the sword of ascension's flame. I actually heard in my head, you stand in the invincible presence of Serapis, and certainly I felt that invincibility immediately. As the dictation progressed, our beloved Lord of the fourth ray said something very striking, somewhat mysterious, and very profound that has stuck with me all these years. He queried the audience, saying, will war ever end upon this planet, beloved? Will it ever end? It will not end until the 10% who are the remnant of the light bearers in the earth shall have purified their inner beings of the warring within. You must be done with the inner warring, and you must have the breadth of consciousness to understand and admit that most people have that inner warring. End of quote. The Apostle Paul spoke of the warring in the members, saying, that which he would do, that he did not, and that which he would not do, that he did. A war raging within himself between good and evil forces, between his higher and lower natures. His point is that we are all at odds with ourselves. There is division within the 4 lower bodies. We are all, to some degree, we have the warring within our members, and for many, a force of anti-peace within, even when the without seems calm and placid. I think it is important, especially for the purposes of our morale, that we understand just how relatively few it may actually take to fulfill Serapis' equation of the remnant, what he calls the 10th. The remnant is defined biblically usually as those who love God on earth and have some level of following his commandments, even through all the pain that we've gone through. So we know that's a fairly small number. So this is the remnant of that remnant, the 10th. Remember, it only takes a little leaven to raise the whole lump of dough. If you remember, when Abraham learned that God intended to destroy Sodom and its inhabitants, he bargained with God that if God finds 10 righteous people in Sodom, he will spare the city. So a remnant of 10 would have saved the whole city. Interesting. Picture this headline in a major US city newspaper: "Violent death takes a holiday in New York City." Well, at El Moria's request, the Keepers of the Flame of New York, the New York Teaching Center, held a continuous 24-hour vigil on February 4th and 5th in 1993. An article in Newsday reported on the results. They called it an unprecedented event. The New York City police reported that no major crimes or violent crimes were reported during that 24-hour period. Quite literally, a miracle. Think about the numbers here. Maybe a few hundred seasoned ascended master students at that in a city of about 10 million, and they bring New York City's violent crime to a screeching halt. About that. Nearly 50 scientific research studies conducted over the past 25 years established this fact, that a very small percentage of a population can affect total change in the entire population. This is based on the phenomenon known to physics as the field effect. We might call it the antakarana, the interconnectedness of all phenomena. So it does establish this principle that all things and phenomena are interconnected at an energetic level, and all things are ripples on a single ocean of existence. So through our power of collective intention, we can have a profound and wide-ranging benefits in reducing violence and negative trends on a city, state, or even a national and international level. This global research demonstrated a new formula that when experienced spiritual students come together and reach a critical mass, that being the square root of 1% of a given population, the square root of 1% of a given population, it is sufficient to neutralize negative tendencies and promote positive trends throughout the whole population. This includes lower incidence of violence and crime, and even war, as well as an improved quality of life and prosperity. Due to time constraints, I can't cover the breadth of the studies and information I'd like to, but I want to give you one that is highly relevant to Serapis equation that we are analyzing today. This experiment was conducted during the Lebanon War in the summer of 1983, a time when Israel was heavily involved in the Lebanon crisis. The number of experienced meditators were calculated according to the square root of 1% formula, and thus 281 meditators were distributed in Jerusalem, Israel, and Lebanon combined. The results? War deaths dropped by more than 90% from an average of 33.7 per day before the experiment started to 1.5 per day during the 13-day period when the critical mass was stationed there, and the death toll returned to the high average after that period. To put this into context, the square root of the 1% of the US population is approximately 1,600 people. 1,600 people. And the square root of 1% of the world population is approximately 7,000 people. Remember, we sang the song earlier, "Give me 10,000." In 1987, Jesus called for 10,000 keepers of the flame who should truly keep this flame in North America. When we have this number who understand the mystery of love and of the ruby ray and its path, it will be sufficient for the turning around of the entire equation of darkness upon earth. Now let's ponder that for a second. 10,000 who are devoted to God, understanding at least some level of our teaching and the mystery of love, can turn around the entire equation of darkness on our planet. Not very many. All this says to me that worldwide peace, brotherhood, and unity is within our grasp. even possible within days of the cessation of the warring in the members of the 10th of the remnant. Imagine this, a football stadium full of decreers and meditators, focused on world unity with our beloved Micah, angel of unity, in the center as the hub and conductor of spiritual energy descending from the great central sun. Think about how fast the planet would come into unity. When the 10th is purified of the warring within and maintains coherence in the heart center and being, the positive ripples on the single ocean of existence will put us in a position to permanently change our world for the better. No more warring within equates to no more warring without.